Hello and divine living greetings to everybody watching. This is me, Alura, and my special guest is Amber.
Hi.
So today we want to talk about life after awakening because, a lot of people talk about really wonderful experiences, and awakening is really wonderful. It truly is. But I also find that there are a lot of things that people don't talk about when it comes to awakening. More on the negative side, struggles that people go through, the awkwardness of being spiritual. So for my own special, example that I'd like to use, we had gone to the mall just the other day, which was like a disaster.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And we're walking around and I just couldn't even stay there. I mean, I'm looking at the world and I'm thinking there's really no place for me in this world. The clothing style really isn't my style. The way that people just bump right into you, they don't even care. And you could hear their thoughts, like the negative things that people are thinking. And the other thing is that we were walking past a guy, he's into guys, very attractive young man. And another man was coming along with his girlfriend. And I was already reading, that he hadn't really disclosed, that he liked both genders. And I said to Amber, I said, watch, that man right there is gonna check out the other guy as he's walking past with his very own girlfriend. And she goes, okay, well, let's stop and watch. And sure enough, he did. He waited for his girlfriend to look the other way, and he's checking him out and eyeing him out. And I'm thinking, this is awful. What happened to being loyal, faithful, and true to the person that you love? But that doesn't exist anymore. And as we were walking, all throughout the mall, it was a lot of people trying to dress like the Kardashian family. I mean, there were so many. And girls, that really are very low on self-esteem when it comes to how they feel in their appearance. But yet they're letting it all hang out because they want that attention. And other girls, young girls, walking around the mall seeking that same kind of sexual attention, all kinds of young ages. So I was very overwhelmed, and I told Amber, I want to go because, the world is just really sad place. It really is. And having the abilities that I do and being an awakened individual, it really is hard. So with that being said, that's just one example of many things that I go through. And I thought it'd be interesting for all of you to hear some of the things that Amber does too. So tell us, Amber, what it's like for you with your awakening and what that process was like.
Well, I awakened when I was 16, which was very overwhelming for me at that time because I'm so young. I never really got a chance to live as a regular teenager. So, I'd go out and it'd be like very overwhelming for me. I'm reading, observing constantly, and it's like there could be about 30 people in the room and it feels like 100 because of their energies and their auras.
Yeah, I can relate.
And when I'm out with friends, they're on a completely different level than I am. Like, they're so worldly and they do things that other people are always doing. They dress the same. And I'm sitting there just in my little bubble that I make for myself, just reading people, like, why are they wearing the same thing? Why are they listening to music? Why are they talking like that? And it just ruins my mood, like, to the T. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah, you do come home rather depressed. She comes home a lot very depressed when she's hanging out with her friends. And it's funny because we'll go to the mall and stuff together, and I'll say, Amber, I got to get out of here. Why? Because, look around you. There are teenagers over here, and they're all dressed the same. Then you have teenagers in a group over there who are all wearing the same thing, same hairdos, same makeup, style, everything. And then we're walking and you see older individuals, males that are like maybe 30, 40 years old, trying to dress like those younger groups.
To pick up
the younger people, yeah. And other people, they would not put that together because they think, oh, it's just somebody, walking through the mall, or they don't even notice, the person's there. And that's another thing, is that, like, when we go out places, people will, like, bump right into us or park their cart right in the middle of the aisle.
Extremely rude.
Yeah, it's like we don't exist. Nobody exists. Me and my son, we went to the fireworks in Philadelphia, and I already didn't want to go, but for him, I have to come down to his level at some points. And this woman was just on her phone, and she just ran right into me and just stopped and would stayed on the phone like total zombie. And her son had to like shake her out of it, like, Mom, you just ran into this woman. So it's like that. It's like everybody's in a zone of their own. So she comes home and she says, Mom, everything that you taught me when I was out with my friends, that's what it's like.
Yeah, and like when we go to the mall together, or like if we go out, it's a lot different because I'm with my mom and we're both like-minded individuals. We think the same. Sometimes she'll be reading somebody in the corner of her eye, and I'll be sitting there eating my food, then look at her and I'm looking at somebody and I'm like, I know what you're talking about, or like I can relate to what you're thinking. Or it's like sometimes we're thinking of the same thing. Mm-hmm. And we look at each other and we laugh because we just know. And my grandma will be sitting there and she's like, what are you guys laughing about? And I'm like, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You don't want to know.
Yeah, it's really hard to live in a world where you're young like Amber is, or even at my own age, to where you can see the truth. And the truth of the matter is everybody's asleep. When you talk about awareness or awakening, people think that because they have a little bit of spiritual knowledge or they're meditating, that is a form of awakening. And it's not. Awakening is illuminating the mind to true all-knowing wisdom beyond what the earth provides, and having that all-seeing eye to tap into everybody and everything all around you. And for somebody her age, it's a great burden to bear. I went through it since I was a small child upward, and I had no support. So I think it's better for her now that she has me to kind of guide her through. But when you're not with me,
it's hard.
What's it like?
Oh, it's completely hard. I don't know which direction to go when I'm by myself, because like when I am reading, I get like, I guess in a way maybe a little bit paranoid, because I get scared of the people that are around me. And I was homeschooled for a very long time. I was homeschooled for 4 years because of me awakening and me getting like overwhelmed by all the energies and stuff. So when I go out by myself, it's just a lot harder. Like a whole bunch of people, they always are coming up and moving, and it's like, watch where you're going and all that stuff. I'm like, oh my god, it's like going slow motion for me too, because I'm like reading and
aligning your thoughts.
Yeah. It's
and then you can't even talk to them about it.
Oh no, because they'll be like, what the heck are you, why? I have one friend that knows about it and stuff, and he was okay with it. But others, they're just like, you're weird, like, what the heck? So I have to sometimes morph my energy to be like them, which is terrible, I know. But like, if I want to have a good time and I want to, blend in and not be depressed from all the energies, then I have to pretend like to be a worldly person and get it over with.
Yeah, you can't be completely secluded. You have to have some life experiences, but it's hard to, because it's like, well, what does this experience really mean? Because a lot of the experiences are very superficial. It's like driving around in a car with your friends.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? To some people, that would be fun, getting out of the house. But for somebody with an awakened mind, they want something intellectually stimulating. They want friends that are on their level to talk to.
Music that makes sense.
Music that makes sense, because the lyrics are awful these days.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Well, it depends all on my mood. Like, sometimes if I'm with my friends, it's rap and all of that weird crap. And then when I'm with you in the car, we listen to I have an album called Aesthetic Music, where it's really beautiful music talking about spiritual stuff and their awakening and the things that they see. And
hidden
it's just
messages.
it's awesome. It's beautiful music. We can list the playlist down below in the bio if they'd like.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah, we really enjoy it. And sometimes I listen to alternative music, just things that really keep my mind going, and music that makes sense.
Yeah. And she's not downing people that like rap or hip hop.
I like some of it.
Yeah, it's just the fact and the point that a lot of the music is about sex and drugs.
Oh my gosh.
And what about the kids that aren't about that?
Yes,
they can get easily influenced if they're not, or the kids that aren't,
yeah,
they don't want to hear it at all.
Yeah, my friend's little brother listens to that music, and we'll be in the car and I'm listening to it and he puts the aux cord in, and it's just terrible music, and I'm sitting there this little boy is 10 years old. Why is he listening to this music? Why? What makes him relate to this? Money,
where's the relation?
Drugs, girls, no,
they
you're
don't
sitting
know that
in your
life.
car, you sit in your room, you play video games. I think it's just the fantasy of it, and I feel like
the glamour.
Yeah. It all twists their head up, and they just believe it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to fit in and to feel like you have a place to belong. So we make like a bubble, a sanctuary of our own. And, it's very hard to trust too. Amber, tell them about trust.
I mean, there's a lot of things about trust. I've had a lot of people that were close to me come and go. Now they have to like fill out an application to come in my house.
So to speak.
No, but I mean, it's just, we're always reading. We always know who's coming in our house for the right intentions.
They may have the potential to hurt, but not actually
do it.
Go to hurt.
Yeah.
You could see the future as many prospects, many paths that you can choose to create that future. And then there's that potential. So when you're trying to befriend somebody, you see that potential and you're like, okay, which path are they more likely to take? And is it going to be the path where that potential comes true? So it keeps you very guarded from people.
Yeah.
Imperfections, like people who gossip and hurt other people. We're not about that. So we're very guarded against having friends, that do those things, even though it's a norm in society.
Yeah, and it's hard with relationships too when you're dating somebody, because that person is not on your level at all, unless you meet somebody from the spiritual side. But even then,
that's hard because
it's
they think they know what it's about.
Yes, they think they know what it's about, but
really
it's
don't.
the complete opposite. And you'll see somebody, like you'll be dating somebody and you'll see somebody walk by and it's like a prettier girl or something. Your insecurities get in the way. But they'll be looking at them and you know it, and your mind isn't playing with you. They're checking them out. And it's like very disrespectful.
Lie. It's like, well, just be honest.
I
obviously know.
I'm just calling you out on it. Just be honest. I'm not going to
You don't even have to see them do it.
Yeah.
You can just feel it and then tap into it. So.
Yeah, it's really hard because they have to be on the same level as you in their mind, because one day I'll be like, just like this, looking all like, stiff and just like, I'm not in a bad mood. Like, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just reading. I'm just sitting there and they'll be like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just observing, just, looking at my surroundings and being more aware. Yeah. So it is really hard because it just causes a lot of arguments.
Yeah, and there's an inner part of her or anybody else in the same situation where it's like, know me, know who I am,
know what I like.
Don't underestimate me, and don't lie to me, and understand when I get like this. You should know me and love me enough that when I'm like this, you'll just know.
Yeah.
And they don't. So it's very hard for women, I think, especially because we have the emotional and hormonal aspect of psychic reading. Men are more analytical, until they grow.
It's a little bit more intense.
It is a little more intense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a difficult path, I think, and I would like to end the video by asking you, as an awakened person at your age growing into it, would you have preferred to awaken or not awaken at all?
Well, I can certainly say that when I was going through this awakening, I've tried to stop it. And it's not because I didn't want to awaken it, it's a very hard path to go down. Yeah. Because when you awaken, it's over. You're never gonna be like the rest of the people in the world.
You'll never be the same.
No, not at all. And it's a very big responsibility to have too, because it's a gift. The heavens are giving it to you to turn it into something when you grow older. So I would say that I would continue to be awakened. I would continue to go down the path I'm meant to go down, because if not, then I would never be able to know my surroundings, know what is around me at the time, my enemies or anybody who's trying to hurt me. It's just
the awareness.
It's a good thing.
There.
It's a good thing to have. It really is. Sometimes I do say my quote. Just for me, it is a blessing and a curse at times.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Because it messes with your mood and your emotions, and I'm still trying to control it. It may not do it to some people, but I'm more sensitive in a way.
She is, yeah.
So I am, and I'm also very empathic. Mm-hmm. So I pick up on a lot of other energies. So I'm always just like chilled out and in my thoughts about it.
Yeah, she would rather be in her thoughts than out there doing what everybody else does.
Yeah.
That's how I was growing up too. But thank you, Amber, for joining us. I hope that you'll be back next week for another episode of Spiritually Awkward. We send you love and light.
Damn you, Sasha.
hello there, everybody, and divine loving greetings. I can't.
I'm not doing anything.
I can't.